What's up, everybody, and welcome to Two Nobodies with the Mic. We are back, baby. I told you we'd be back. We are back. I just couldn't deal with the NBA season as it was at the time, but now we have NBA playoffs. We have NFL draft tomorrow. I mean, this is like Christmas for me, Rafa. You know this shit, but
I
first
know.
of
I
all,
can't believe it.
it is. It's happening. It's
We usually build.
happening.
We usually build up to this event for you for
Well,
days.
well, usually for
I
months.
mean,
Week.
I mean for weeks and months, and
It's-
now we're getting one
Usually
day.
week 3.
Usually week 6 when I know we're out of it.
This
But,
last season for sure was week 6, maybe even
yes.
5.
Yes, but guys, listen. Welcome to Two Nobodies, episode 171. Eddie Money.
Yep.
What episode 171? We are back, baby. Don't be a loser. That's the only rule we have on this chat. Rafa is gonna give you some tips, some gambling tips. Eddie Money is gonna show his long legs, some short shorts.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
wearing
gonna
sweats
do,
today. We're good.
sweet.
Thank God.
Yes, but guys, I know it's been a break. We just came off of the community podcast where we had an incredible guest, the Balf Studio. Really cool to talk to, but that shit's over. We're back, and we will be back. We're gonna give the people what they want. A low key, racism, low key, talking shit, low key gambling, degenerate style, all the stuff that you know and love us for. That being said, let's get into introductions. Eddie Money, executive producer. What up, man?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, Papa? Everything good?
Feeling good. Feeling great. Glad we're back.
What have you been doing for the last 10 weeks? Producing some stupid golf show.
Talking golf.
Shout out to Eddie Money, who produces our golf show. Just hasn't never even been to miniature golf. So appreciate you, Eddie Money. Still got to get you out there and do our thing. But listen,
Cure for Carson said you had me at racism.
what's up, Gilbert Carson? You're the best, man. Yeah, we get a little wild on the show. And you know, it's not racism if you hate everyone equally, which we do on this show. Rafa the Guru, what up, man?
What's up, man?
How's life? How's life been treating you?
Good, man. Excited to do this show again.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about. Obviously, we have NFL draft. Everyone knows. There it is. It's a birthmark. Not a tattoo. It's been since 2007, Rafa, since we've had this pick. We're not going to go over history, but we all know what happened that day.
Fuck, we're not. The fuck we're not. You can't just forget about Jamarcus Russell.
You just can't skip over that.
You can't just skip over that. That's part of history. It's part of the Raiders' history.
It is part of the Raiders' history. And that's why so many people, Rafa, are like, let's trade out of this. You only have so many opportunities. And whether Fernando Mendoza is, there is no guarantees, right? We all remember the Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning, right? Leaf was taken first. Manning was taken second. There's possibilities, Rafa, that anything could happen.
This is not that draft because there's the thing about this draft is that there's not a clear cut. There's a clear cut number one, right? But there's not another guy where it's like, okay, that year you had Ryan Leaf and no. I'm talking about a quarterback, right?
Oh, okay.
Just a quarterback, because there's plenty of players that are deserving of the number one pick tomorrow night. A couple of guys, and one from Texas Tech and another guy from, there's plenty of guys, all of deserving, whether it's from Miami or Ohio State or whatever. Plenty of guys deserving. Now, but we're talking about just quarterback, right? You're talking about Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning. That was one of those. There's no pressure. You take him because everyone says that he's the number one pick or he's the best quarterback in the draft. You need a quarterback. Although dumbass Raider fans are going to say they got Kirk Cousins. Yes, they got Kirk Cousins, and he's there as a more of a mentor and a player to play. And if he does well and doesn't get hurt, he's going to keep playing. And Mendoza will sit and he'll get his, he'll play in due time, right? But the fans saying, "Oh, we should trade the pick," to me is like a bitch move. Like,
sure.
oh, we should trade the pick because you're worried about what happened with Jamarcus Russell or what happened with Ryan Leaf or all the other quarterbacks that have been taking number 1 or even in the top 5 or the top 10 or whatever that haven't panned out. And everybody agrees that this is the number 1 quarterback in the draft. You're the Raiders. You don't have a franchise quarterback. Everyone has a franchise. You're not. Sam Darnold isn't going to stumble in there and lead your team to the Super Bowl. That doesn't always happen, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's the right pick, right, to make. Eddie, you're a Raiders fan. I'm not a Raiders fan. I put up the Bo Jackson Raiders jersey and the helmet's right there behind me because the Raiders do have the number 1 pick tomorrow night. And which is exciting. Listen, if I was a Raiders fan, I'd be super fucking pumped to have the number 1 pick after such a horrible season.
I mean, if you go back in history, Rafa, right? We've talked about it. 2007, Jamarcus Russell, number 1 pick, obviously a mistake. Before that, the pick in the first round, not the first overall, was Todd Marinovich. I think they took him like 12th out of USC. Before that, Rafa, as far as a franchise quarterback, obviously Derek Carr was a franchise quarterback picked in the second round. Losing record as a starting quarterback. Some say, oh, he didn't have the support. Oh, he didn't have defense. We're not going to get into that. Prior to that, the best quarterback that the Raiders have had is Rich Gannon. So it is
a bad quarterback. Like you say it like if he was a bad quarterback.
No, Rich Gannon was an MVP. Yes. I love Rich Gannon.
And led the team to the Super Bowl.
But he wasn't drafted. He wasn't drafted.
Right.
It is an issue with the Raiders organization. We have trigger issues on going after a quarterback. I will say this, Rafa, and you weren't a huge believer, although Cuban, in Fernando Mendoza's skills. And I will give you that. And I will give everyone that skill-wise, you're not saying, obviously, number 1, can't miss. This is, Caleb Williams. This is Drake May. But what I will say,
Daniel, CJ Stroud, plenty of guys.
But what I will say, and this is the argument that I had with our friend Big Vern, shout out to Big Vern, is that he's probably mindset-wise and maturity-wise, hands down, probably the most ready to be an NFL quarterback that we might have ever seen. Caleb went first. Right? Caleb went first, and we had maturity questions. Never skill questions. I'm trying to think before that. Trevor Lawrence was a first overall pick. He can't miss for anything better than I mean, good point, Michael Brizzles. Shout out to Michael Brizzles. Well, we're gonna get into the Denver debate because I have a Denver hot take. But Rafa, how do you believe in Fernando Mendoza being like, do you have a problem with him being the number 1 pick? I guess I should ask.
Because the Raiders have the number 1 pick. I don't. Mm-hmm. If there was another team that had the number 1 pick, but the Raiders haven't had a franchise quarterback in whatever, and all these dumbass Raider fans love Derek Carr, and yes, he was your franchise quarterback, because he was the only quarterback that had played decent since Rich Gannon fucking 20 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 25 years ago, whatever.
Yeah, it might be 25.
Fucking time ago. Yeah. So these dumbass Raider fans, they get so, and not all of them, but you know the ones we're talking about, Eddie. You know them very well.
A lot of them. Yeah.
A lot of them. And so they get hung up with, oh, Derek Carr was so good and blah blah. He had one good year where he ended up getting hurt at the end,
Mhm.
and after that, it was just kind of an average quarterback,
A shit show.
Blake Bortles type quarterback, to be honest with you.
Great call.
Yeah, something along those lines. Like Blake had his moments, but when the games were over, so something like that. And so to me, it's a no brainer. You have to take Fernando Mendoza. He won the national title. He made plays when he needed to make plays.
Yeah.
Right. He made them. It's not like, oh, he just dumped it off to a back who made a play. He made those plays. Like you saw, CJ Stroud in that game at Ohio State without Marvin Harrison Jr., where he made plays to keep them in that game, in that playoff game. At the end, they end up losing a tight game. So these quarterbacks have made those plays, and he's made those. I think he's to me, the Raiders are perfect for him. He's perfect for the Raiders. He's not one of those people that's going to go into Vegas and maybe wall out. At least it doesn't seem that way at this moment, right? He seems very humble, very, very, and he went to great schools, like academic schools.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You're not getting a Jamarcus Russell.
That's for damn sure. Eddie Money, as the other resident Raider fan, how do you feel about Fernando Mendoza? Are you excited? Do you think it's the right pick?
Can't not take him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like what Jacob says. Like he feels like they're forced into this pick.
Yeah, Jacob has said that.
Yeah, you really can't not. Also, we got AK in the chat. He says Mendoza hasn't had the luxury of being at an OSU, Bama, etc., with a ton of 5-star talent to help him hide shortcomings. He's a fundamentally solid player that is coachable and hasn't hit his ceiling yet.
I agree. I think I'm excited about his skill set. His skill set is 6'5", 230. Before we get off of Fernando Mendoza, a lot of people have issues, Rafa, with him not showing up. The draft is tomorrow. It's how the draft is. It's in Pittsburgh. And he said, I'm not going. And I think Rafa and I are educated enough to know, well, he's come out and said traveling for my mom is something, that I want to celebrate with my family here. Some people think it's a red flag, Rafa. How do you feel
a red
about
flag?
it?
Was it a red flag for Joe Thomas when he was out fishing with his uncle? He wasn't even with his whole family. He was out fishing, and the guy's first ballot Hall of Famer for a trash ass I told you earlier, trash ass organization and a fucking team. And nobody had a problem with that. And I know Joe Thomas, the left tackle. But listen, at the end of the day, the NFL draft, if you show up there, to me, it's more of it's not Fernando Mendoza's style. Like we've seen you've seen him speak. You've seen his character. That's not him. He's not going to show up in a flashy suit and doing all this shit. That's not what he wants to do. And he's going to have 25, 30 people at his house, maybe more, at his grandparents' house or his parents' home, whatever. How many people can he get into the draft? A table of 8?
Yeah.
Like
they're roasting Rafa, they're roasting a pig. They're doing.
Listen, I'm not leaving Miami to go to Pittsburgh ever. I'm sorry.
Like how Brown said, people that live in Pittsburgh don't want to be in Pittsburgh. And speaking of Pittsburgh, we have a special guest coming in from the other side, a man representing Pittsburgh from Community.
Oh, look at this.
Shout the fuck out, boy. Starter jacket and all that, boy. 90s Steelers is back. So, look, shout out to me.
Yeah, baby.
Don, I'm sorry. You're legally obligated to chug that gallon once you started it. I'm sorry.
No.
The whole thing? I mean, I'll finish it, but you mean at one time?
Dude, you're looking good, Don. You're looking good. Oh God. No, Don.
Oh. Is that oat milk?
I hope so.
That's the chocolate milk.
I hope that's oat milk.
Is that chocolate milk?
Chocolate milk as fuck.
There you go.
Woo! Oh, yeah. I love it. So listen, Don.
Games. Fucking like that.
If you don't know, Don is very adept in football, in schemes. huge Pittsburgh fan. Michael Pittman, you got Dowdle. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be back? Is he not?
Doesn't matter. We got Will Howard. We got fucking Mason
that's
Rudolph.
right.
Mason Rudolph, who's been there
We
forever.
got those guys.
Michael Bradford,
ask
there's
you,
a finance
we're on-
convention in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh fans are one of the worst. Always optimistic, going 500 every year.
Yeah,
That's
Mike,
right, baby.
That's I don't have a problem with the Steelers going 500 and making and they make the playoffs.
That's the Tomlin area. That's the Tomlin area, dude. That shit's a wrap. We're fucking.
Well, it is a wrap. Now you have Mike McCarthy, so the 500.
Where it's either
9 wins aren't guaranteed anymore. 9 wins were
That's-
guaranteed with Mike Tomlin. They're
Well,
not
look,
guaranteed anymore.
But that's fine because then you reset like we're not. You can't get good players just drafting in the middle all the time. You either have to like be really good and win, like get all these free agents that they did and try to win, or you fucking miss the mark and you get a really high draft pick. Like that's kind of like
I like what the Steelers have done so far in free
Yeah.
agency.
And I mean, I assume Rodgers will be there, and let's just assume that. Like, I don't want to play this like, oh, he's got to let him know. Like, no, he doesn't.
He'll be there. He'll be there.
He'll be there. I'm just assuming he's going to be there because they wouldn't just let like Cousins slip by. They wouldn't let like Geno Smith and all these other guys that could fill it. I heard they might try to trade for Anthony Richardson, but
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Because
AK
he's
said, "Be ready for that run pass offensive scheme from McCarthy, the only coach still running a West Coast offense."
Listen,
Ooh.
McCarthy's offense.
He's got. Hey, look, he's got a lot to say behind the keyboard. He didn't want to come on the thing. You know, he's got a pretty keyboard warrior, old AK, dude.
I don't think McCarthy's a very good NFL head coach. He's an above average NFL head coach. He's proven that. Listen, 2 years ago, when Sean Payton was retired, Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy had the similar resumes. And now we've seen what Sean Payton has gone into Denver and done. Can Mike McCarthy come back and do something in Pittsburgh? It's all possible. Will Pittsburgh take Ty Simpson with their first round pick if Ty Simpson is still there? I think it should happen because even if you get Aaron Rodgers for one more year, I think Ty Simpson is a good enough quarterback. Because if you bring in Aaron Rodgers, to me, if you bring back Aaron Rodgers, you're going to be right in the middle of the pack again. You're going to be maybe a 9-win team, maybe a 10-win team. You maybe get into the playoffs. You're probably going to end up picking somewhere in the mid-20s. And next year, the next draft, which is supposed to be loaded with quarterbacks, right?
Well,
You're gonna have
here's the
that
deal.
middle of the pack team, and you might not get a quarterback as good. And I'm not saying Mike Simpson is great, but he's not a bad pick. I think in the towards the end of the first round.
I don't disagree with that, but I think whether it's Ty Simpson, Aaron Rodgers, currently the peak Aaron Rodgers, or Bubby Brister, it doesn't matter because the O-line, like with Broderick Jones' his neck, like the left tackle is a question mark. So it doesn't matter who's back there really if you can't protect them, you know. So drafting a lineman at 20 isn't going to really like solve the problem. So I don't know. They're in a little bit of a quandary there because Rodgers doesn't want to get hit at his age. That's not news, you know. That's not a hot take, you know. But like, I don't know if you're going to win. I don't know if you're going to win more than 9 games with either of the backups, you know.
I don't think they win 9 games with the backups at all. I think you need a quarterback that will be able to get these, because you went out and you got Pittman, who's a playmaker. You have Metcalf, playmaker. You added Dowdle. We saw what he did in Carolina when he was given the opportunity.
Amazing.
He ran for 400 something yards in 2 weeks.
And they have Jalen Warren, and they have Freiermuth, and they have
Washington,
and the other tight end from Miami they got. I forgot Johnny Smith or whatever.
Yeah. So they have players.
They have weapons, right? But they don't have a slot receiver though.
But you have weapons, and Michael Pittman might take that up for a little bit and play the 2 and the 3. But to me, when you went out and got those guys, you need to have a quarterback back there that's going to be able to sling. And it's probably going to be Aaron Rodgers. And
it's going to be Rodgers.
And you want to have another quarterback after him that'll be able to sling it. We saw Ty Simpson. He's able to throw the ball. He likes to throw the ball. He gets out of the pocket. He's able to run the ball a little bit, but he had plenty of playmakers to throw it. And
what do you think of what? I mean, are we just
Steelers real quick? But I want to mention, because I did mention Ty Simpson from Alabama. Kellen DeBoer agreed today to a 7-year, $87 million extension. Alabama, you deserve everything you have coming for the next 5 years. That you're going to do shit by extending that dude.
They'll be buying him out in 2 years.
I hope so.
8 years?
7 years,
Wow.
$87 million. A
Shout
crazy
out
amount.
to his agent. But
Their budget's more than that per year.
let's get into. I wanted to talk about this, right? Rafa, you remember this last year? I had 10 quarterbacks. This year was supposed to be the year of the quarterback. You had Nussmeier, you had the kid from South Carolina, who
Lenore
I had,
Sellers.
Lenora Sellers, who I projected.
Like a
What
lot of
about
guys.
Beck?
I mean, yeah. I wasn't a bad fan.
we never liked him.
Yeah,
No,
never
he was
liked
like
this.
ninth. He was like ninth on the top 10 list.
Yeah, but that's why I say you have to take Mendoza because next year you have CJ Carr, who's supposed to be a can't miss. You have obviously Arch, who legacy.
You're
But
going to have Lenoris.
Lenoris, who
All right, devil's advocate. If you say didn't take Mendoza, what would you do? Okay.
well,
If you
gotta-
don't take Mendoza, and this is just a hypothetical because we
Yeah,
know they're going to take Mendoza.
Right.
If
But what
don't
would you
take
do?
Mendoza, you'd have to trade that pick with the Jets. And then Mendoza would sit behind Geno, which the Jets wouldn't have a problem. So you'd have to trade with the Jets, but you'd have to get enough. You'd have to get enough from the Jets because I don't see another team. Pittsburgh's not going to come all the way up. You'd have to leverage the farm for the next 3 years to move all.
They
the way
have
up.
a lot of picks.
Yeah, but you can have 4,
It's
5,
in
6, 7
Pittsburgh.
rounds. Yeah, but we're talking about moving from.
Do you
from
think it
20
being in Pittsburgh gives you leverage?
Yeah. We're talking about moving.
I'm
from-
wearing the costume, bro. Yeah, I do.
Oh my god.
No, man. No, yeah. For a team, listen, who's drafting
I
quarterback
don't
that
believe
we're
that.
looking at this year, right? You have Pittsburgh probably going to draft a quarterback. You have the Jets
Jets.
going to draft a quarterback. The Raiders going to draft a quarterback, right?
Well, we just don't think
Browns?
Will Howard's good. Will Howard's a dog, dude.
Hey,
It's
he's-
a national champion.
He's as tall as I am. So which might be a problem. But so to me, like there's no possible trade. Like the Jets, I don't know how much the Jets are going to get, and you're just moving from 1 to 2.
Well,
To me, it's not worth it.
Did you say Will Howard is as tall as you are, Rafa?
Yeah,
he's 6'5". He's like as big as
6'4".
Josh Allen. Yeah, he's like Josh
6'4".
Allen size. Yeah.
he's 6'5" and plays like he's 5'7".
That's true.
Okay, calm down. Will Howard's going to be the most improved player in the league this year.
You can't be most improved when you've never played.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Listen, let's move on here. I do want to talk about Dan Orlovsky, who came out and it's a big controversy and said that he thinks Ty Simpson is the number 1 quarterback in this draft. He's the only one who said it. He tried to make it seem like GMs and someone agreed with him. But if that was the case, then why wouldn't the Jets pick Ty Simpson at 2, which is not going to happen? A lot of people think that the Jets might.
They got
move-
Geno.
That's not a real thing.
There's
That's not
better
a thing.
talent. Better talent
Yeah.
to be taken at 2.
One-
Talent
100%.
over position.
And I like, listen, Ty Simpson, first 5 weeks, Rafa, we saw him. He probably was leading in the Heisman race. He was
problem-
go ahead.
The problem with Ty Simpson that I saw after like the middle of the season was that Alabama wasn't able to run the ball, so he was forcing a lot of things down the field, right?
Yes.
And you saw him. I mean, you watched Alabama so many times where it was 1st and 10 and I'm passing, 2nd and 10 I'm passing, 3rd and 10. It's like pass, and
Yep.
and then you had a couple of guys. You had a guy go down, and so he didn't have from probably week 7 on that he didn't have his full array of talent at running back, at receiver, etc. So, but we saw it, and early in the year, you thought, "Wow, this kid can play," and I still think he can play. When you're looking at the Jets, I'm trying to find to see if they have another 1st-round pick, because I'd like to know if they have another 1st-round pick. You can't take a guy when there's not another team lurking behind you to take a quarterback. Right? Like like we saw it a couple years ago when you had, Caleb, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and then the Vikings got desperate and like, fuck, and then come in and get McCarthy.
Michael
Like,
Penix. Michael Penix taken too early.
Right. So to me, I don't think the Jets, I think they're right where they want to be. And they have a defensive coach, right? You have a defensive coach, you traded away your two best players on defense. And I think the Jets do have the Cowboys first round pick this year, I believe.
They do.
So I think that's
That's
like
right.
like 15 or something, somewhere in there. So they can also take Ty Simpson with the next pick in the draft, unless you start hearing rumblings of, you know what, the Steelers are going to move up to maybe take Simpson, because I don't know another team, and you're, who's taking a quarterback. Is Arizona taking a quarterback?
They're gonna.
The
It's possible.
The Steelers are
No,
not going to use a first-round pick on a quarterback. Last time we did that, it was Kenny Pickett. It was a disaster.
He was
Yeah.
the only quarterback. That was the problem.
Well, regardless, they're not going to do that. They're going to get a D lineman or an O lineman at 21 or move back. There's no one. There's no way. No
We have
fucking way.
Feisty Mike is in the chat. Michael
And
Brown.
Fizzles is
Yeah.
locked and
Michael
loaded.
Brown, let's talk about it, because if you guys don't know, Michael Brown is my son-in-law, big Denver fan. And I said this, and I want to put this out on Two Nobodies. We do this a lot, Don. We put bets and we hold each other accountable. I
Okay.
think Bo Nix and Sean Payton are a volcano ready to blow up, and people don't see it as an issue. My bet is to Michael Brown right here, live, and tag it, is that the Denver Broncos will pick a quarterback within the first 4 rounds. And I think that's a lock. If you guys don't know the history behind this, we all know Bo Nix on a kneel snapped his ankle, right? And then Sean Payton, in a crazy Sean Payton way, comes out. Yes, here we go. Michael Brown comes out and has a press conference saying, "Oh, we knew this was about to happen. We looked at his records. His ankle is going to snap any day now." And then Bo Nix sets a press conference outside the Broncos facility with his father, with his agent, said, "That dude's crazy." First of all, they've never heard. They're like, what head coach talks about the health and x-rays of their starting quarterback? That everyone just seems to blow this over, right? I don't think that is something that you blow over. I think it's going to be an issue. I would look at a Carson Beck maybe getting drafted in the 3rd or 4th round to Denver. What do you say about that, Rafa?
I don't know if in the first 4 rounds, Eddie. But in Denver's defense, Denver's team, that defense is stout, right? Like, where are they adding pieces? They can probably add pieces in the first 3 rounds and maybe throw away a pick in the 4th round. And I'm not saying throw away a pick like, oh, this is a throwaway pick in reality because he might not play. But yes, that's what I'm saying. And it could be in the 4th round. That team is that good, though, Eddie. That's the thing. You're talking about a team that's very good, especially on one side of the ball. They can add playmakers or what their need is in the first 3 rounds, and then pick a guy in the 4th round. That because they'll need a backup quarterback, because you clearly saw in that AFC title game that they didn't have a backup quarterback. So you could see maybe a guy like Drew Aller or Carson Beck if he's still there, or Nussmeier, or the kid from Arkansas, who I don't think fits their style. Maybe not him, but there's other guys. I can see that in the 4th round. The way you're making it sound, though, is it's like they're scouting a quarterback. That's
100%. Sean Payton, that's what he does. He's a quarterback coach.
Well, I got a question. What is Nix's timetable for return?
That's a good question, Eddie Money.
He'll be back by the start of the year. And if he wouldn't have been back by the start of the year, they would have 1,000% gone out and got Kirk Cousins. Because when you're a team that good, you are on the cusp of the Super Bowl. Your defense is that good that you are right there. If you expect him to be back after 8 weeks, then if he doesn't come back before the first 3 weeks of the season and Denver knew about it, and they didn't go out and get Kirk Cousins, then they're just a piece of shit organization, which I don't think they are, which is why I believe Bo will be back, and Michael Brown, I'm sure, knows.
Oh, he
more
said
than
he'll
we
be
do.
back. He says
be
right
back
here.
for OTAs.
He'll be ready. Exactly. So he'll be ready. So there's no need. If he wouldn't have been ready, there's no way they're drafting one of these kids with a team that good. You're talking about Denver like if they're the Vikings, right? Like a middle of the pack, hit or miss type of deal. Like this team is that good. Their defense is that fucking good. So
The
you gotta have
Vikings,
it.
the Vikings are a quarterback away, man.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying.
Michael Brown.
No, we're gonna get him.
Why? Listen,
To me, there's no way. I think Denver, if they take a quarterback, yeah, it could be in the 4th or 5th round. Fine. The quarterback that they take is not a threat to Bo Nix at all, because he led you to that. He's led you to what? Back-to-back playoffs, right?
Mhm.
They've gone to the playoffs 2 years in a row. So the kid can obviously play. We may, the coach, he could say whatever, but it's Sean Payton. Do you expect anything less with Sean Payton? And then
So
now
what-
he didn't do this to Drew Brees. It's because the fact that Drew Brees was Drew Brees at that point already. Bo Nix is not. Bo Nix is a nobody still, right? Bo Nix is a
Yeah, the
30-year.
Oregon Duck. Nobody.
Yes, and an Auburn Tiger before that. Like he's going into his 3rd season. If this would have been a veteran quarterback, a 7, 8, 9, 10-year player, Sean Payton doesn't go out and post his business out there like that. But this is a quarterback, so he understands. And Sean Payton kind of said to the president, like, listen, this is my fucking team. I got you to this point. This team was shit before I got here. Yada, yada, yada. That's what he did.
Listen, and Don, I know Don. He was
Facts.
a film guy. Michael Brown. That's a great call, Michael Brown. And
Facts.
this is where I was going with this. Don has been in the film room. Don has had the responsibility of breaking down tape. If I am the film coordinator for any team looking at AR-15, if I am the assistant to the assistant offensive film guy on AR-15, my job is simple, and I don't care if I get fired. I clip one clip of him doing this, and I send it to the freaking general manager. I'm like, this is the clip you need to see. And I was an AR-15 guy. You cannot, Don, or Denver, or anyone in this league, and I would be shocked if anyone did it, bring in Anthony Richardson after he tapped as the starting quarterback. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen, Don.
Maybe he was trying to challenge the pitch call. I don't- he was just ahead of his time.
Kiefer
But-
Carson said real quick, said Bo Nix with Waddle this year will be in the MVP talk. Remember it, write it down.
Oh, Kiefer Carson, a Denver fan. I should have
I
known.
forgot about that. Why they got Waddle? Shit.
And they paid too much.
Yeah.
And Denver is receiver deficient. I mean, that's the one thing. This is a good receiver draft. My first pick, if I'm Denver, is going out and getting a receiver. I might even trade up to maybe get a Boston, a Tate. But speaking of receivers, okay, let's move on. Michael Brown, the bet's in. I don't know.
What is the
we're gonna
bet?
The bet is that the Broncos will draft a quarterback a 4th round or before, and he's saying after. And what are we
And what's
betting,
on the
Michael Brown?
line?
Round of
Yeah,
golf or
what's-
what?
Yeah,
just-
anybody could just be like, "This is gonna happen." Like, okay,
yeah, it just can't be a round of golf. It has to. No, you know what?
You got to buy a jersey of either team's first round pick.
No,
And
yeah,
wear
there
it.
it is.
And wear it.
There.
No. F that.
And wear it.
No, new driver, a driver of your choice. Michael Brown.
No, that's what you want. How about this? You have to buy the Denver guy jersey.
No, trust me, Michael Brown needs a new
I
driver.
get a
too.
tattoo of myself on his face.
Listen, Michael, you know what, Michael? Okay, here's what we'll do, Michael. If the Denver Broncos pick a quarterback before the 4th round, you will buy me a driver of my choice.
Whoa.
If they don't, Michael Brown. It's the arm of fame. It's the arm of fame. He's been asking for years for his name to be on the arm of fame. I will put you on the arm of fame.
What the
Me-
fuck?
Maybe with
$600 fucking driver, by the way.
it says $500 tattoo, $400 tattoo, and it's forever. I won't put. It'll be your name though. There will be no Denver affiliation.
Oh no, Mike.
Oh,
No, it's got to be a Bronco with an MB on it.
oh
That's
God.
great.
Oh no,
Oh,
no.
that'd be hard
Mike,
as
how about a
hell.
Bronco with an MB on it? Just a fucking Bronco, fucking shaded in orange. That
Oh, no,
would
no.
be worth it.
I'll put
That
a
would
white.
be worth the $600.
I'll put a white Bronco,
No,
like
no, it's got to be orange.
OJ Simpson style,
No,
like a
no,
white
it's
Ford
gotta
Bronco.
be fucking orange. It's got to be. You know what it is.
Oh man, I get. We're
That'd
gonna,
be
have
a
to,
great bet.
we're gonna have to circle back to that because I'm not.
John
willing to-
Elway's teeth.
That's good. But let's get into receiver. Everyone said it's a great receiver class.
Is it?
Makai Lemon, right outside our hometown, Los Alamitos. You saw he went all kooky, weird. But still, they're saying that Makai Lemon will be the first receiver taken off the board. We have Tate. You have the kid from Arizona State. Who else?
Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. Who
yeah, Boston.
Boston. Who, people are saying stuff about I forget. But Eddie Money, do you think Makai Lemon, and I've heard 14 to Rams, as high as the Rams at 14. Or no, that's 14 is actually the Ravens. What do you think you got?
I've seen Carnell Tate. It's been either Carnell Tate or Tyson as the first receiver
Yeah.
off the board.
People are
Yeah,
saying
because
Tyson has some
Lemon-
shit going on.
The thing is, to me, with Lemon,
His hamstring.
well, I don't have that problem with it. Listen, the injury deal is whatever. But when you're looking at a receiver who's 5'11" on a good day, right? Maybe 5'10". To me, I think he's more. He should go more to a team. He's more of a dynamic player. He's not. I don't think he can be your number one. I just don't. A guy who's 5'11" shouldn't be your number one. He's not Tyreek Hill, and he'll never be Tyreek Hill. People could say whatever.
Carnell
But you
Tate's
know who
6'3",
he is?
Jordan
No, he
Tate's
goes to New York, play opposite neighbors. I mean, that is
But
rip.
that would be great, and you could take him at 10. You could take him with your second first round pick that you got for
Right.
Lawrence.
Listen.
That would be great. Opposite side of neighbors.
We're gonna get into the Giants and Bengals trade, but you know what the FOMO is about Makai Lemon? Is he Amon-Ra St. Brown, who he claims that's who he is, and that is a number one receiver, guys. That is a number one receiver. Makai Lemon has that dog, and he models his game after Amon St. And you can't tell me I'm not wrong, Eddie Money.
But is there anybody that's coming in going, I'm a number two? I'm the best number two in the draft.
Nobody's coming out and saying
I'm an
they're number
X.
two, right?
You
But
know, like no one's doing that.
to me, Eddie, I don't know if he's a better wide receiver than Jordan Addison. So-
That's
Fred
pretty good.
Biletnikoff winner. Hello, Jordan
Well,
Addison.
Yeah,
Under
still.
Freddie B.
So,
Yeah,
and where did
with
Jordan
Kenny
Addison
Pickett.
go?
Bang
So-
bang.
I mean, so that to me, if it's a perfect pick for the Giants because he'll go in understanding he's a number two, and if he goes to the Rams, he comes in understanding he's a number two. I don't think for him going to a team where he'd think he'd be the number one. To me, I don't want a 5'11" guy to be my number one unless you're
How big-
Tyreek.
How big is
Amon
JN
Jackson?
Jackson?
JSN?
JSN?
Yeah,
Yeah.
JSN can't be bigger than Eddie Money will
Jason's
know.
6 foot.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he
also
came in,
went to
he
OSU,
kind
though.
of came in as a number two, right? With DK
Right,
there,
he
and then
came in
they
as a number two,
and then he
grew
and then
to
he
the number
took
one,
over
right?
to it, right?
Right.
So he could do that perhaps if he went to the right place.
Right.
Tyson.
There's plenty. But like Eddie said, there's a ton of receivers. You have Tyson, you have Boston, you have Cooper, You have Tate. Like there's so many receivers.
Yeah, you're right. The
Really?
Steelers are going to trade up to the top 10 and get Tyson. That's probably what you're. It's probably right.
Well, listen, Tyson doesn't get past the Jets, I think, at 15 or 16 or whatever that pick is. I mean, there's so many the receivers. Like he's not. I don't think Lemon's gonna fall all the way to wherever the Ravens are picking, which would be a great player for the Ravens, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's move on to the trade last week. Lawrence. I was going to say DeMarcus Lawrence. Definitely not DeMarcus Lawrence.
Dexter. Sexy
Dexy gets traded to the Bengals. Thoughts and prayers to you. Going to the Bengals. But they're getting a second round. They got a first round pick. Yeah,
Right.
first round pick.
The 10 pick.
What I'm hearing now is Giants, have 2 first round picks. Is that, to me, the most intriguing player on this whole board, Rafa, is Jeremiah Love, who I know running backs. I think Saquon was picked 4 overall. And, Saquon 2 years ago looked every bit worth of a 4th overall pick. But people don't like to do that with running backs. Love from Notre Dame, I think, is that dude. I've heard rumors of KC bundling picks, which doesn't make a lot of sense when they just went and got their boy out of the MVP. Yeah, Kenneth Walker. But I think that is the one sort of domino that everyone's waiting to see where he goes, and because I think he's that good.
You think he's more like Barkley, or is he more like Bijan?
Neither.
I think he's bigger. I think he's. I know this is going to be weird to say. I think he's Darren McFadden, and Darren McFadden went to a bad Raiders team.
Run DMC,
baby. Just as big, just as fast. Maybe even a better version of him. I just pulled that out of my ass.
Boy, McFadden was a dog.
He was a
in
dog.
College.
He was a dog, and he was good in Oakland.
And he got drafted to some franchise that just can't seem to fucking figure it out.
Yeah,
and that's really the danger with Mendoza is he's such a good guy, and they got Kirk Cousins. So are they going to start Cousins and let Mendoza figure it out? And you're gonna what do you think?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
You have to start. You have to start Cousins. That's why you brought him in.
You have to. And Mendoza's not going to have a problem with it.
No.
Okay.
He's going to love it. But Rafa, do you hear? Do you think?
I get what you're saying on Love. I get what you're saying on Love. I get what you're saying with the Giants. Am I trading a key piece of my defense to get a running back when I need an offensive lineman? I don't see that. To me, I think they go lineman, and I think they go on a defensive line. To me, that's for me, because with the Giants, listen, the kid Tracy back there didn't play too bad last year, but they need an offensive lineman. They need an offensive tackle. The Giants need an offensive tackle. They need to replace Lawrence in either which way. They got to figure it out, right? So I think, to me, if I'm the Giants, I go offensive tackle and I go defensive lineman somewhere there. I don't go running back. I have a problem with the Raiders taking Genty last year in the first round. I did too. So and Genty fucking was amazing. Everybody was on his sack except for me, but everybody was
and me
and you.
I was on his back.
They took a quarterback. They took a running back with the 5th pick in the draft last year, right? Or was it the 6th? And they won one game. I don't ever want to
3 games.
The Raiders won 1 game last year, didn't they?
3 games.
Oh, no, 3 games. Okay. I felt like 1. I just forgot after they won the Patriots game, and that was
it felt like one. Wow.
They basically went to the Super Bowl.
But to me, I'm not taking a running back in the top 10. Period. Bijan, Saquon, I don't give a fuck. I'm not.
His draft position over under is 4.5.
So, So
Someone's gonna jump up and get him that
People think
doesn't
it's
need him.
Arizona or Tennessee.
you guys aren't laying down when I'm picking up. The
Watch
GM
Tennessee. Tennessee will take him just
Well, Tennessee can
because.
take him because Tennessee has a quarterback. Tennessee has a quarterback that you want a running back to help him kind of take off the load a little bit. And so
Yeah.
Tennessee, I guess Tennessee taking him at 4. I just
Yeah,
don't
even but is Solid gonna take a running back?
Probably not.
Defensive needs. I mean, listen, that team needs a lot of shit. So he might take a running back because maybe he feels the defense will be good enough, or maybe he feels he can coach up the defense. He's going to
There you
need to
go.
run the ball a little more. I mean, listen, every defensive coach needs a good running game, and so you can go
Yeah.
there. And at the
Facts.
end of the day, it's the Tennessee Titans. Like nobody gives a fuck. So
True, but you guys
Done.
are forgetting the nuance of who the Giants GM. I forget his name.
Schoen.
Yeah, Schoen. Who he let go and who he had to explain to the owner. Well, he's not going to Philly. That's why I think the Giants and Schoen are. I think they made the move specifically for Love because he's like,
Nah,
No,
I
they
might
got
be reading it.
Scatterboo.
I hate that take because you had Saquon Barkley and you didn't win shit. You literally won nothing.
You did it.
Why the fuck?
they won a
They
playoff
won
game.
one playoff game and
You
one
did it,
playoff game.
Rafa. But he went to Philly, won an MVP and a fucking Super Bowl. So it almost feels like he
Well,
did.
he won Offensive Player of the Year, not MVP.
Oh,
And Daniel Jones got better when he left there too. I think
Yeah,
it's like
what does that mean? Oh fuck, they let Daniel Jones go and the guy fucking played lights out for 12 weeks. Like it's
I'm saying the
that-
Giants organization is the problem.
Yes,
Or
exactly.
Schoen.
And 100%. It has nothing to do with keeping Saquon or not, or letting Saquon go. Saquon went to the perfect situation for him. They needed that type of player. They had him, and they didn't win shit. Why the fuck? Why is my best player a running back? If your best player is a running back, guess what? Your team sucks dick.
hold
It's
on.
just what it is.
We're talking about John Harbaugh here, who his best player, although Lamar Jackson won MVPs, was King Henry. You guys don't see.
No.
Come
No.
on,
No.
it's
No.
obvious.
No.
Love
No,
will
they-
be
listen,
in New
Eddie,
York.
They can take him. They can take him 1,000%. I'm not doubting that they don't take him. They don't have anyone to block these franchise quarterbacks that they have. They don't have anyone to protect him. Okay, and you need to replace Dexter Lawrence one way or the other.
Oh yeah, he's
Why
a
would you
Harbaugh.
not? You're going to replace him with a running back? I feel like the Ravens
They
stumbled
might
on.
take the linebacker from Ohio State or
And listen,
He's
as
gonna
good
want
as
to build
King Henry
inside
was,
out.
let's not
Inside
forget
out.
this. And you brought up Harbaugh and you brought up the Ravens. As good as King Henry was the last 2 years in Baltimore, did they get any further in the playoffs than
No.
when they had the combination back there of fucking who was it? Justin Forsett and the kid from Ohio State that ended up with the Chargers, and it was a shit show.
it was
And they
Justice
still-
Hill and all these other
All
dipshits.
these
Trust me,
guys.
I know.
And they
J.K.
still ended up-
Dobbins.
Yeah, Dobbins,
Respect.
and they still ended up in the same place in the playoffs. They didn't go anywhere further with Derrick Henry.
I
So-
might be biased as a Steeler fan, but I would argue that the Ravens got arguably worse or flatlined when they got Henry.
They didn't flatline, okay? They were exceptional.
They flatlined.
Who
they
missed-
flatlined.
They miscoached him, right? But I mean, they didn't
Yes,
miscoach him.
miscoached.
I think their play calling was ass to get him
Whoa.
involved. So you
Facts.
had that guy, and you didn't progress anywhere. You have a young quarterback. Your best player, you have a young quarterback, and you have a young wide receiver. Why am I going to add a young running back when I have nobody to protect him? And I've spent a bunch of money on my defense already with Burns and yada, yada, yada. Why would I not fix my offensive line? Let me get a first-round pick with the 5 or even the 10th pick. Let me get a defensive end, right, to go along with Burns there. I mean, I don't know. And the kid, or you know,
Didn't they?
you can
They
move
draft that
Burns
guy from
back
Penn
up,
State
right?
last year.
The kid from Penn State. Like, you have so many options there for me to go out and get a running back because Tracy wasn't bad. And we've seen teams win Super Bowls with who are their quarterbacks? I mean, who are the running backs? Kenneth Walker? Come on.
Whoa.
Listen.
What? Was he a first round pick? Did I miss that?
He was a dog, though. That's all that matters.
No, he was a dog.
But
Not a
it's
first
like
round
by
dog.
committee though now. Like it's like you just get another guy. Someone's gonna get cut in camp. Just you need to waste a top 10 pick on a back.
There's D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart's all over the fucking place. You can
There it
plug
is
and
right
play.
there.
You can
Jalen
plug and play.
Jalen Warren right there.
Warren.
You
Rico
can
Dowdle.
and like
None of those
it's
guys
just
are winning
to
the
me
championship.
to waste a first round
Because
pick.
you don't know anything.
Look
So
at
you're
the
not on
team.
camera.
Look at Bijan. Look at Bijan.
Put
How
yourself
good
on camera, Eddie Money.
Those guys aren't winning you a fucking championship.
Listen, I wanna move on. I want to move on to a
Respect.
team who Rafa and I agreed we thought was the best team in the NFL, with the Rams, who got Trent McDuffie. Right, they got the trade from Kansas City. But if you're the Rams, are you looking at receiver? You have a certain arm biter that is due a lot of money, who we all agree is amazing.
Who?
But
13th pick, by the way.
yeah, I'll tell you who I like at that pick, Eddie Money. I like the tight end. I know they already have a good tight end, but
Sadiq?
I think Sadiq. I think you go too incredible because listen, we all know Matty Stafford. This is it, right? This is it. You don't go defense. Defense was really good with the Rams. I love Sadiq, or like I said, Mekhi Lemon. Where do you guys think the Rams go?
Rams draft Ty Simpson. Shocker. Boom.
Oh my god.
I think I'll tell you why. I
Second
don't
round, maybe.
Yeah, second. But the thing is, the Rams team is built. That team, the rest of the team, with the exception of Stafford, is built for the long run, right? So to me, they need a quarterback. I think they'll be able to pick one up if Stafford retires. They can fucking probably go out and trade everything for Joe Burrow, and the Bengals will give them up because they're gonna win fucking 7 games this year.
Joe
So-
Burrow is a modern day Dan Marino. Got there once, never will get there again. Unless he goes
Bingo.
to another-
Thank you.
unless-
Oh,
Unless he goes to another roster.
Actually, I'm not even going to say modern day Dan Marino because I want to see this guy play without T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I just want to see it. Just want to see it one time.
Yeah, that'd be
That's it.
nice.
Just
Not-
to see it one time.
I mean, as a Steeler fan, they're never always healthy together when we play them. So,
Exactly. So you always put the fuck to him. I love it.
because they
Um,
suck, because they're
but
from the
where's-
state of Ohio.
The Rams also need to beef up the offensive line. So you got to look at that when some of
They
these
also
teams,
need a linebacker.
and they also need a middle linebacker, a linebacker. So when you have teams, to me, I think that are that good already, it's like, what do we need right away? We don't need a receiver right away because we have Puka. We can plug another guy in. Maybe we can take him maybe in the second or third round.
Yeah,
What do
Sean
we need
McVay
right
can
away?
craft it up. They need
Oh,
a
yeah.
plug and play guy that can help them get over the line right now.
Yeah, I think they go offensive lineman or another defensive position. Eddie Money mentioned linebacker. I think they go offensive lineman. I'd be shocked if they went receiver, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, they got a lot of money committed to that position already.
Go ahead, Eddie Money.
Projected picks that they have would either be Mekhi Lemon, Cooper Jr. from Indiana, or the Georgia tackle Monroe Freeling.
Is Cooper? Is that guy a corner?
No, Omar Cooper is the receiver.
Omar Cooper, the receiver from Indiana.
Number 3.
Oh, okay.
Let's any other teams that are intriguing in this first round. The other guy that people is that is very intriguing to a lot of teams is Caleb Downs, safety that transferred from Alabama to Ohio State. Doesn't have he's not what's his name, the safety that was taken out of South Carolina that went to Seattle. Emma,
No, it was a corner.
no, Emma Waganua, whatever.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce his name though.
Yeah, but Caleb Downs is another, like Mekhi Lemon, is a very intriguing. You are getting a probably one of the best safeties in the league, but he's 6 foot. He's 212, but he as far as football, smarts and leadership. Where do you think Caleb Downs goes in this draft? Because everyone says he
I've
can
seen
go
him
from.
projected to Detroit.
Ooh,
So the projected to Detroit, though, they drafted Branch a couple years ago as safety, right? So it's
Yep.
like,
Alabama.
what are you going to do? Are you going to have two safeties similar? I don't know, right?
Mhm.
Like
New
Are they-
Orleans
are they-
Saints.
And New Orleans, I feel like they need a little more than that.
They
By the
need-
way, so there's 3 teams I believe that have 2 first-round picks: Jets, Giants, and Cowboys. Also, so that's also those 3 teams are going to play a big deal where a lot of these guys go, like Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
So,
Who's the safety for the Giants?
It's not
You're not
Jabril
taking
Peppers.
you're not taking Caleb Downs.
Well, at 10, like if they got,
Just a veteran.
they could
Yeah.
get somebody at
Just a veteran.
5.
At
He's
5,
projected.
you're never taking a safety. Like, to me, if you take a guy at 10 for the Giants, it has to be, if it's not an offensive lineman, Sonny Styles would be a phenomenal pick.
Yeah. Listen, we've covered the draft. We're an hour in. Do you want to move into playoff basketball? Because I know Rafa
1,000% need to
and-
move into what is the living goat.
and if you don't know, if you don't know, Don, we haven't covered our segment that we usually kick it off with is you're fired. And that's usually how we start off this show out with you are fired. And I know Eddie Money, do you have anyone for you're fired? Don, think about it because I know
I have
Rafa.
a hiring actually starting off on
Ooh.
a positive note.
Hire that shit, man.
Playoff hockey. I've watched
Always
almost every single game. Absolutely amazing, especially the way the announcers talk about it. You think someone is scoring every 30 seconds.
Always
Hiring approved.
So great.
Hiring approved.
Fights every single game. Full penalty boxes, high energy from the crowd. I mean, at the Kings, I think it was the Kings Avalanche. The fans broke the glass behind the Kings. Great atmosphere.
no joke, baby.
Today, at the Flyers, they got a stuffed penguin and threw a penguin off of the third
So
floor.
good.
And it's a
So
stand.
good.
It's amazing.
If you are not on playoff hockey and you are sports, any kind of shame on you. Playoff hockey is legendary. Hiring approved, Eddie Money. Great job. Don, do you have a hiring or a firing in the world of
Who
sports?
I'm gonna pass to Rafa right now while I think a little bit harder.
Okay.
Okay.
Rafa, hammer.
I have a hiring and a firing. I'm gonna keep it on playoff hockey for my hiring. Philadelphia Flyers 3-0 lead. Eddie Money just mentioned the fans today. They went on the road in Pittsburgh, which is not hard to do. It's not that it's not hard to do in hockey. We see it a lot more in hockey than we see it in the NBA, where the road team will go in and win 2 fucking games. They went into Pittsburgh, beat them both games, shut down that offense, and then went home tonight and put up 5 on the Penguins for a commanding 3-0 lead.
After
Shout
a
out
while,
to the Philadelphia Flyers. Congratulations. And then my firing is I want to fire everybody who's a LeBron hater. And this 2 Nobody show should be based around the fucking GOAT of LeBron James, because the hate that he gets and some people are going to say, oh, ESPN praises him and yada, yada, yada. They may praise him. You may think that, but they don't knock, because if LeBron has a bad game, he gets shade. They knock him. He did this. He did that. He didn't want to take the big shot, yada, yada, yada. But God forbid that you ever give shade to the fucking guy who does one thing exceptional. He's the greatest shooter we've ever seen, in Steph Curry. He was 4 for 16 in a must-win game against the Phoenix Suns, a Phoenix Suns team that is a fucking not a good basketball team. I'm sorry, but they're not. They got their nuts kicked in by the Thunder in the first game. They might be getting their nuts kicked in tonight. But when you're Steph Curry and you're in that aura that, oh my God, he's so good, and people try to hold it like, oh, he beat LeBron this many times in the finals. Well, no, Kevin Durant did twice. The first time, and I repeat it all the time, Andre Iguodala was the Finals MVP. Steph Curry has 0 Finals MVPs against LeBron James. So as good as he was, or wasn't, it was Kevin Durant that made all of that happen for them. So, and people love Steph Curry. Oh, no, he's better. Look at what he's done in LeBron's era and blah, blah, blah. What has he done? Without Kevin Durant, he won 1 title against the young Celtics team after LeBron had gotten tired of kicking their nuts in the East, literally beating them like a fucking drum. Okay. And then Steph Curry gets the mop up and beats him. But Curry gets no shade ever. For you to be that good and go 4 for 16 and nobody say anything, like there should have been an article on ESPN talking about how bad he was that night. 4 of 16 on the night for the best shooter we've ever seen, and he gets no shade. People at ESPN and all those morons that hate LeBron should never speak about LeBron ever, because you're speaking about a man who's 41 years old and is still doing the things that he's done. By the way, the Houston Rockets are a top 5 defensive team. Game 1, Kevin Durant didn't play. They're not good defensively because of Kevin Durant. And yet LeBron had 8 assists in the first quarter. You saw him last night. He didn't have a great shooting game, 8 of 20, still scored 28 points. They won that game because of him. Without what people were talking about all year long, the 2 best players on the team were Austin Reeves and Luka. They're the best players on the team. They're not playing. They're playing against a top 5 defensive team in the league, and they're beating them. They're up 2-0 in the series. It might not end that way because LeBron, he's probably gassed. Let's be real. The man's 41 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. But there should be a little bit more of a GOAT respect on this guy because he's 41. We've never seen anyone this good at 41 years old. We haven't seen anyone this good when he was 39. You didn't see it. You didn't see anybody that good when they were fucking 38. He's been the best player at his age every fucking year. You go back, maybe Jordan's prime went from 26 to 32 or whatever the fuck it was. Maybe he was better than LeBron at that time. But after that and before that, no chance in hell. This guy's the first to do shit at every fucking age. He's that good, and you morons who hate him, we're going to regret, and you're going to remember 15 years down the line when you watch LeBron in 2013 with the Heat. LeBron now, you're going to, fuck, he was that good. But you couldn't like him because he made a decision, because he went to the Miami Heat, because he joined the Lakers, because he bitches and cries like everyone else in the NBA does today.
Don, I'm hoping you have a retort to this.
Well, basically, LeBron is the most overrated player I've ever seen in my entire life. And I only say that because I'm right. And there's really no way to refute it because anybody that pretends to have a hairline for this long and this, the whole thing is really, and you got people like Rafa out here saying like front loading the conversation like he's 41. It's like, look, you chose to play. You signed up to play, bro. Like that's how it is. I don't want any excuses because you're old or you're young. None of that shit. And you know what? He's a Laker, so I can't do it. So he was good until he put on that purple and gold. And then I don't know.
He became great.
Wrong.
Eddie Money?
Look, for him to be able to take a backseat the whole season and then last second put all the boosters on, everything to lock in and be the number 1 option again and go out there in the playoffs 2-0, almost back-to-back triple doubles, lead the team is insane.
All right. Hand up. I think LeBron's very, very good. Not better than Michael Jordan, but I just really wanted to see if I could get Rafa pissed off. So
yeah.
Don, you can't piss me off.
Well, I'm going to try it. It's my new goal.
You're probably the only person that could come on the show and not piss me off with that comment.
Yeah.
Have you ever had if you guys want to bring monocles back? What do you think about that?
Listen, I'm not a LeBron fan per se, but I cannot deny what
You
Eddie
can't-
Money just said. I cannot deny what Rafa just said. It's all facts. But I want to circle back to actually the pass that Steph Curry gets. And if you guys haven't heard,
Yeah, I agree
Steve
with that.
Steve Kerr is stepping down. He's pretty much, he's basically come out and said like,
Is that set in stone?
I think it's 90%, Rafa. He's basically said like, listen, this is a dynasty that's ending, but
They're bringing
Golden-
back Luke Walton,
Uh-oh.
dude, no, you know who? Actually, Rafa said it earlier. Who the number
Mark
one
Jackson.
the candidate is, and it's wild. It's crazy who the candidate is. Who I've heard is Andre Iguodala, because Kerr said, "Listen, we are a dynasty that's ending, but Golden State, like it's very Kobe-like, Rafa, is choosing to still build around Steph Curry. Steph Curry has the lifetime. I could be here as long as I want." And that's how people feel. And that's how people felt about Kobe Bryant. He could stay as long as he wants, wherever he wants, and he will get a pass no matter what. And I think
Curry's 38.
Yeah, he's 38 years old.
I know.
Not.
We're dealing-
By the way,
not
it's not
heavy
official that Steve
control.
Kerr has stepped down yet, but he's expected to.
Yeah.
We're dealing with a similar thing in Portland with Lillard, right? He's back. He's just on the bench all year. But as soon as
Well,
he
he's hurt.
just
He's still hurt.
no, I know, but I mean, if we make it to the second round after we wipe these fucking Spurs up, after
Woo!
yeah, I'm talking. We take
Wemby's
we
out
take
for the whole series.
we just stole a game down there at the old sewer walk down there in old San Antonio. So
Sewer walk. I love it. Sewer
yeah,
walk.
it's
I love
below
it.
the street level. It's connected to a mall. It's a piece of trash. San Antonio, you suck.
Tell us how you
I
really
like
feel.
San Antonio.
Well,
I mean, the tacos are good and shit, but like, fuck the Spurs. You
Uh,
know?
I think Don's
Charles
gonna.
Barkley doesn't like the women down there.
Yeah, I think that's a fact. I think Don's gonna go Tanya Harding on Wemby's head when he
Oh,
Shout
comes
out
of-
Portland! Shout out Portland, Oregon. Tanya Harding. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I did not know she was from Portland. That's
Oh
why.
yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Didn't that
One of my
happen
Jeff Galooly, the whole thing, bro. I yeah.
Tell
represent.
me you know. Tell me.
Shout
you know
out. Yeah,
Jeff
no,
Galooly.
my best friend's sister went had a class with one of the guys that did the whacking. Yeah.
That's wild.
Oregon's not very big though, to be fair.
To
So
be fair. That's wild.
yeah, shout out Tanya Harding. My
Yeah.
laces, they're cut.
Fuck Nancy Kerrigan, huh?
Boom. Yeah, that
Yeah.
bitch was out of line, dude. honestly, she came from the
Everybody knows
Midwest, and
she
she like
doesn't
Tanya Harding had a dream, right? Kerrigan is like Silver Spoon. Tanya Harding lived in a fucking trailer park.
Trailer
okay,
park.
she's
By the
trash,
way-
bro.
By the way, Eddie Money doesn't know who any of these two women are. By the way,
No.
That's fine, but
Wild.
So,
women's
Tanya Harding
figure skating.
sounds
Let me
familiar.
just give a quick recap. Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan were ice skaters for the U.S. And Nancy Kerrigan was, like Don said, total fucking, the perfect skater, right? Like, pretty and this and that. And Tanya Harding was, like Don said, kind of trailer parky, sort of. And she had a
She
fucking
grew up in a trailer park, bro.
yeah,
She literally,
she had a
literally grew up in
fucking
a trailer
hit team
park.
go out and fucking take out Nancy Kerrigan. Fucking, what'd they hit her with, a bat or some shit?
A pipe.
It was a collapsible baton, and they like got her coming off the rink, and they like busted her ACL out. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, and Karma
Well, by
got
the
Tanya
way-
Harding though because she did this like spin move, cut her own laces with her skate, and then like couldn't finish her like thing. But honestly, guys, was women's figure skating ever at an all-time high? Better than
Never.
that?
Never.
Never.
That time right there. But let's
Never.
get back to real sports. We got a real question here.
Yeah.
You all think
Let-
Dallas will make a trade in the first round? I don't see them moving up, but I could see a trade from 20 to Houston's pick. So Dallas is already picking at 12, and then they pick at 20. So could they make a move? It depends on. To me, I think where they're picking both spots, I think they can get really good at both positions.
Did you see what Jerry Jones said about Pickens though with the franchise tag?
They're not trading him. I saw that.
well, yeah, that's a good way to get what you want. You know, you tell them you're not for trade.
The problem with Pickens is this: that all the Cowboys fans and I've talked to a couple, and they think that Pickens has this sort of value because he was that good. And the reason that you got Pickens for shit was because nobody wanted Pickens because he's a problematic person.
Yep.
He showed you later on in the year, right? Because when he was playing really, really good, when CeeDee Lamb was out, and then they were both playing really, really good. You saw what they did that game in Vegas. They were both there. And all of a sudden, Pickens started having issues. And Pickens started having issues. And then how did that offense start to roll? It started to have issues there. Pickens is a problematic fucking player that nobody's going to give you what he as a player is worth, because he's to me, I think he's an elite wide receiver, but he's not worth anything that CeeDee Lamb would even be worth. And CeeDee Lamb's obviously better, but nobody's going to give you a first or a second round pick for George Pickens because he's a problem. So I think Dallas is forced to keep him. I don't think, and Don's kind of insinuating that, well, they might trade him. I don't think anybody was going to give them what they want or what he's in reality worth, but not worth all at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not paying for a player who's proven to be a problem, not at the first stop, but also at the second stop. Like, I'm not giving you that. So he's just going to have to fucking eat it and play second fiddle.
I hate to circle back to the NFL draft, but I did want to say this, is that Myles Garrett's contract, he's like severely underpaid now. I don't know. He is. If you look at it,
What the other guys have gotten.
Yeah. If you now, Myles Garrett has what won 2 defensive MVPs, has broke the record of Strahan. He was the first to break 50 million or 40 million. Now is the time, and I don't know what it would take. And Jerry Jones,
these 2 picks. It takes these 2 picks.
That's what I'm saying, Rafa.
If the Cowboys were to trade 12 and 20 for Myles Garrett, Eddie, you're 100% right. They would have Myles Garrett.
That is the bomb that I believe should get dropped, because you're Cleveland, right? He's wasting away over there. He's gonna want to get paid more. We know for a fact that Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys wanted to trade for Max Crosby. They couldn't make it happen. And I think Myles Garrett is worth more than Max Crosby.
By a mile.
Easy. But you're right. But what? I mean, that's
they both play for like arguably the shittiest franchises.
Easy.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, take it easy.
To me, you're right, Eddie. You can package the 12 and the 20 and get him, but for me, I think if you have the 12, right, and you take, let's say, a guy like Sonny Styles, right, why not put that 20th pick and send it over to the Raiders and get Max for that 20th pick? They wanted Max. They were in the sweepstakes.
They wanted 2 first-round picks, and they wouldn't give them up.
And well, I don't know. To me, if I'm Dallas, I throw in that 20 pick. If I'm able to get Styles, right, at 12, and if I'm able, because I think Styles is going to come in, I think he's going to be a playmaker wherever he goes, right away, impact player, 100%. I believe that. So to me, if they're able to get him, why not go out and get Max and maybe package that 20th pick with whatever else and get Max or package the 2 and get Myles Garrett? Listen, I think if you get a guy like that in Dallas with the offense that you already have, because you have a very good fucking tight end. You have 2 to me, what I think are out of the 8 best receivers in the league, you probably have 2 of them, maybe top 10, right? Yeah. So there's 3 teams that have duos like that, and it's Minnesota, Cincinnati, and these guys, right? And you can maybe throw in somebody else, but I don't think so. So with CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, and then you have Ferguson, I think, is a tight end, right? Why not get a fucking game changer on the defensive end who's better? And we listen, they had Micah, and we saw how good he was for the first 11 weeks, and then he faded like a fucking t-shirt in the fucking dryer. So
Could Dallas trade up? Could Dallas trade up to get Jeremiah Love?
That would be stupid for them.
It's the one glaring need is Jerry
They
Jones
don't have a
wants
running
defensive
back.
end. No, they don't need a running back. They have Dak Prescott. They're going to throw the ball 30 fucking thousand times a game. They don't need a running back. They need a defensive end that's a game changer. It makes too much sense. Go get him. Go get him, man. Makes too much sense.
I think Dallas can make a big splash with 2 first-round picks. When you have, to me, and Eddie and I have agreed on this for the last couple of years, that we believe Dak is a very, very, very good quarterback.
Very good.
And you have a top 10, top 12 tight end, the receivers we just mentioned. So if you have that good of an offense, you can make a big splash here in the first round, get 2 key defensive pieces for Dallas that'll play right away, plug in and play them, and I think they'd be great. And so Dallas can make a big splash here. Or you can go out and trade those 2 picks for Myles Garrett and make the biggest splash of the night. No matter what anybody else does, you go out and get Myles Garrett. There's nobody better on defense.
And guess who likes to make big splashes? Guess who likes the spotlight? Jerry Jones.
Jerry motherfucking Jones, baby.
Before we get back to Jalen Brunson, because I have a hot take on Jalen Brunson, I want to ask Eddie Money this. Because I have heard for the inside that be careful that Max Crosby still could be traded during the draft. Eddie Money, I think the Raiders and the organization are backed into a corner where they cannot trade him now. The fans dealt with it, hated it, and now love it. I think it would be too big of a hit. Eddie, would you be cool with the Raiders trading for Max draft tomorrow?
It would have to be for a first-round pick. Like,
Well,
it had to be.
they're asking for 2.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
but
had to be
they're
one
not-
today.
they're
It'd have to be
they're
one
not
that
gonna
day
get-
and another one next week, which I don't think anybody's giving up. And also, you run the risk of whatever failed in that last physical. What if it just fails again?
No, it's going to fail again. It's going to fail
Yeah.
again. And so you're going into that now understanding, right? Whatever team trades for him will understand that he's going to fail that physical, but we're okay with it, which is why I don't think you're going to get a second first-round pick,
No.
which is why I don't even think that you would get – it would be hard to even get a first-round pick this year because there's a failed physical. There is a sort of he may not play a full 17 games.
No
He
one
may not
believes
play 12.
that physical. No one.
What?
Everyone thinks that
Well,
physical is bullshit.
Okay, but
Listen, if
what-
that physical was bullshit, the deal with Dallas would have been done. And I don't think it is. And the other thing is too, like I know you fans, because I'm not a fan of any team, but I know you fans believe that you guys think the owner gives a fuck about what you guys think. They don't. Like the owners literally could give a fuck. If the Dodgers owner cared about what you guys think, you wouldn't pay $36 or whatever the fuck it is you pay for a beer. You wouldn't pay $50 or $100 for parking. They don't give a fuck because you're still going to show up. The Raiders fans, the team has been so bad for so long, and morons still wear the shirt every fucking day.
Not many
There's still
people show up.
dumbass people like that. So and listen, they don't need to show up because it's Vegas. So people are going to show up to Vegas to go watch the New York Jets. Let's take a trip to fucking Vegas to watch our sorry ass Jets. Let's take a trip to Vegas to watch our sorry ass Panthers. People are going to show up. The casino gives away tickets left and right. People will show up to watch the Raiders in Vegas. And Eddie, you've been to a game. How many
Yeah.
are actually Raiders fans? We've been there. We've sat there. Chargers fans, left and right, everywhere. So people are going to make Vegas. Vegas is a destination for everything, right? So when people show up from out of town to see whether it's the Dolphins or whatever, they're making a trip out of it to go see them. So to me, if I'm the Raiders owner, I can give 3 fucks if the fans care about Crosby and this and that. I don't care. What's best for my team for me to win? Because that's it. I don't need the fan. Guess who don't win games? NFL fans win 0 fucking games.
Here we go. Michael Brown with this hot take. Always. It's been a minute. How many coaches do the Raiders have on payroll? 5.
2 fucking
5.
minutes. By the way, Taj made a good point. Javonte Williams played really good last year for them.
You did.
And he's on a favorable deal for them. So they're fine at running. I can never see Dallas going out and getting a guy like Love, or any guy that you're gonna need to hand him the ball 20 fucking times a game or 25 times.
Nobody
a game.
in the first round.
Go
Nobody in the
Heels.
first round
Go
because-
Heels.
It's way more expensive than just signing anyone in free agency.
Right.
All right.
And with that quarterback and those receivers and the tight end and all that, that's to me, I would never see it. And
He's a
so,
great running back, Mike, but you have to give him a $60 million guaranteed contract.
Well, that's because he came from North Carolina and then he came from Denver.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Love.
No,
No,
he's
no,
talking
no.
about. He's
no,
talking
he was
about.
Javonte Williams was a very good. He was very good last year. He's very good with Denver. He's a very good running back, and that's all you need. Because let's look at the elite running backs in the league. Christian McCaffrey, 0 Super Bowls. Saquon Barkley, he went to a system where he fit. Before he went to that system, 1 playoff win. Right? Bijan, the team's awful. They're awful. Those are the 3 best running backs in the league. Have done shit with the exception of Saquon on the Eagles.
Yeah,
different deal.
Well, let's we have 10 minutes. Let's circle back to the NBA and Jalen Brunson, who he's everything, right? He's everything on offense. I don't think they call plays. He just makes shit happen. But you saw McCallum just smoke his ass. He's a defensive liability, Rafa. They lost to Atlanta at home. Knicks have been a disappointment. And as much as I love Brunson, defensively, he's a liability.
He's a liability and he's too small, right? But to me, the problem there is not Brunson. To me, the problem is Cat. That team is good enough to beat the Atlanta Hawks. Although CJ McCollum he was a former Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Former Trailblazer. CJ was, he had a fourth quarter. Listen, people like to me, when you watch that fourth quarter, those last 3 minutes, he had a fourth quarter for the ages. Whether people, he didn't have the, listen, it was a fucking hell of, he was amazing to close that game out. He closed it out. He hit big shot after big shot after big shot. And so you weren't able to stop him. You weren't able to convert. And then you got Cat taking a 3 that shouldn't have been taken. He's the biggest guy on the court. He should be driving to the basket. He's extended his game. I was big on the Knicks trading Cat for Giannis midseason and packaging him with somebody else. I don't think Brunson's the problem. I know he's a defensive liability, but you have Bridges. You have Hart. Those 2 guys play defense. That's what they're there for. Yeah. Okay, so and that's what Hart's there for. Hart's not there to shoot threes. If you watch the Knicks play, Hart's given the freedom to shoot all the threes. The Hawks are giving him everything, and you watch him throughout the season. And I watch the Knicks a lot because I like Brunson. They'll let every team will let Josh Hart shoot. He's there to play defense. So to me, I don't think it falls on Brunson. He's a little too small, but he's a killer on the offensive side of the ball, and you need to have that. I think the problem is Cat. I still think they win this series, but I think it's gonna be a lot tougher. Listen, that crowd in Atlanta, I think it's tomorrow night, Game 3. That crowd's gonna be rocking. Don't be shocked if Atlanta doesn't hit them in the fucking mouth in the first quarter, and the Knicks are battling back double digits. So, but I think the Knicks could get back in the series. I think the Knicks maybe win the series in 6 or 7. It should have been easier than what we thought.
Let's stay in the Eastern Conference. Sixers beating Boston. Shocker?
Shocker, yes, because it was on the road. Not a shocker that Tyrese Maxey is that fucking good.
Oh, he's
probably the most underrated player in the NBA. And whenever I look at the Sixers, when I'm looking at the Sixers playing and we're looking at the lines or whatever, I always want to see if Joel Embiid is playing. And I know Joel Embiid is as phenomenal as people want to say he is. To me, Tyrese Maxey, when Joel Embiid is not on the floor, Tyrese Maxey takes it up another level where he becomes one of the 15 or 20 best players in the NBA. And people can say whatever the fuck they want. He is that good. He can shoot the 3. He drives to the lane. He plays on offense with sort of not a recklessness of Russell Westbrook, because he's a better shooter by 100 times. I'm talking about Russell Westbrook, prime Russell Westbrook. I'm not talking about Sacramento Kings or Los Angeles Lakers Russell Westbrook. He plays with sort of a little bit of that recklessness a little bit, but a much better shooter and I believe a smarter player. And Philly, who doesn't shoot the 3 well, which is why they're going to lose this series. I'll tell you something. I don't think Philly wins another game because their inability to shoot the three is brutal.
Agree. Don, you have anything on that?
Yeah, I think the Blazers will probably be beating the Spurs today, tomorrow, whatever they play, all of
I
the
love it.
days. Yeah, shout out to the old Blazers logo. Okay, it used to be
Badass
vertical.
logo, man.
That is
They switched
dope.
when they switched it to the other thing. They kind of like tilted all the mojo out. So we need to get back to this right
For sure.
here. That's the 5-on-5 pinwheel for those of you that don't know. Portland Trailblazers.
Dope.
Shout out LRG. I just put on something red. I grabbed it. It was nearby. Boom.
Best Blazer of all time.
My favorite Blazer, or like what would the
It's not even close. It's not even a discussion.
Don't say
Rasheed
Bill
Wallace?
Clyde the Glide Drexler, stop it.
Thank you.
Nah, wrong.
Bill Walton?
Wrong.
Will One got hurt.
Yeah.
Walton was here
Greg
for like one
Oden.
season. Walton brought us our only championship. That was in '77. Clyde Drexler took a team to the finals that lost to Jordan and the Pistons with Dumars, Isaiah Thomas team, Bill Laimbeer.
By the way,
Okay.
that Trailblazers team, low key, was one of my favorite teams back then. Clyde
Yeah,
Drexler, Terry Porter,
Terry Porter, Mercy,
Kevin
Mercy,
Duckworth?
Jerome Kersey, left-handed Kevin
Jerome
Duckworth,
Kersey.
Evan
Buck
Duckworth,
Williams,
baby.
Uncle Cliffy off the bench, Cliff Robinson. We had,
They didn't have
Ala Abdel Nabi. Shout out Duke Blue Devils. Trying to check in with your practice jersey on. That was sick. I remember that. Yeah, we traded Drazen Petrovic for Buck Williams. So, rest in peace, Drazen.
That was crazy.
I think,
You also
drafted Sam Bowie instead of Michael Jordan.
Well,
We had Clyde Drexler.
Sam Bowie over Akeem Olajuwon.
Well, we drafted Bowie over Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
that's
the
thing.
need.
It was the need. It was the need.
Bill
And
did
had
Bill did what you did.
That was the NBA back then, and they thought Sam Bowie was going to be a Bill Walton type player. That's all it was.
the Greg Oden thing kind of hurt me more. That was like my era, like the Greg Oden not being what he could, because Greg Oden, Aldridge, Brandon Roy was supposed to be.
Oh, man.
Brandon Roy, man.
Brandon
Woo!
Roy,
You
you
know,
done.
Greg Oden, every time. So Greg Oden draft, who's still Greg Oden played with Mike Conley at Ohio State. Mike Conley
Yep.
in the NBA playoffs, still playing the NBA.
That's
So
right.
I'm on the bench.
Mike
I'm on the
Conley,
bench the other day.
Mike Conley Jr.'s dad is their agent, or at least his sons at the time.
That's right. He was both of their agents.
Yeah.
Let's finish off on
Rasheed Wallace, the best Blazer of all time, though. Shout out
I
Sheed.
like it.
Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie.
Let's finish off on Denver, Minnesota.
Minnesota
And-
stole one.
Yeah, baby.
That's a tough series. That's probably
That's
the
a
best series.
wild series.
That's a wild series. That's I'll tell you something. That series, and now with Wemby being out, how long is he going to be out on this protocol for? He's more than likely going to miss game 3. If he misses game 4 also, then I think that series can also go 6 or 7. But I think Minnesota and Denver, I think we're locked in for 7. As I'll tell you something, I think Lakers and Rockets might go 6 or 7 because I think Houston's going to win the next 2.
Oh, I do too.
Blazers in 5.
There you go, baby.
Minnesota.
All those
man.
games are back to back to back, so he's still in protocol.
Listen, there's
Yeah.
no doubting that, like, SGA is a very good basketball player and he's phenomenal, and he could be the MVP. And I think Wemby should be the MVP. But you can give it to either one of those two guys, right? But to me, it's said and done. Whatever you want, gun to my head. If I had to pick a player today as the best player in the NBA, it's still the Joker, man. It to me is still the Joker. How is he that fucking good? And I love to watch guys like on these idiots on TV, fucking Charles Barkley and Shaq. Oh, Shaq, shut the fuck up, Shaq. Shaq was my favorite player, and I will bring this up forever. Shaq, you today have zero chance of guarding the Joker. He can't guard you, yes, but you're not guarding him. He's a better passer than you by a mile. He's a better playmaker than you. It's not even close. He sees the floor better than anyone in the NBA right now. Better than anybody. That includes LeBron James.
Would you
Because at
say
41 years old, he might be losing a little bit of vision. But
Joker is just like Like
Arvidas
the
Sabonis?
the Timu version of not my Vitas, not your Vitas, but he's our Vitas.
Arvidas. I knew
That's
you were
our
gonna
boy,
go
baby.
there.
Arvidas Sabonis was phenomenal,
Great.
but the way Joker sees the floor is
No,
is
you're
different.
right.
It's
Yeah.
just different. And Shaq compares them, and Shaq, I ate up Arvidas. Yes, because Arvidas played back to the basket. Joker doesn't need to play back to the basket. Okay, Joker doesn't have to. And the way he sees the floor, Joker grabs a rebound and he can outlet pass 40 fucking feet, 50 feet down the court is no problem. He can get
He's
it
got
down.
that Bill Walton outlet. Bang.
Yeah.
To me, when you watch the Joker play, it's a guy who understands every play. Like it's just different. It's just different, and he makes it seem like he doesn't give a fuck.
Well, he's got the skill set to be the best player, but he also makes everybody around him better, right?
Fact.
1000%. It sounds a lot
Whereas,
like the
like,
guy who 41.
The Minnesota guy, what's his the best player from Minnesota? What's his name?
And
Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he make everybody better on his team? No, not
no, but then
necessarily.
those are those guys. But listen, there's plenty of guys that have been elite in the NBA. Kobe Bryant didn't make anybody better. Michael Jordan didn't make anybody better. Scottie
Easy.
Did you
Pippen.
say Kobe Bryant didn't make anybody better?
Who?
Kobe Bryant?
Who the fuck did he make better?
Pau Gasol?
Are you
His laugh broke the mic.
are you love?
Uh-oh.
Are you
Okay.
kidding?
Okay.
No,
Next time,
no,
hey,
no.
Money. Next time you do that, just mute him right after you ask.
Bro,
Listen.
that is insane.
Just fucking
Michael
mute
Jordan
him.
was the best center in the NBA, and your beloved Kobe Bryant cried like a bitch to get him, and they got him for nothing. Mark Gasol. Mark Gasol turned out to be good 5 years after he came to the NBA. Not at that moment, because guess where he
Maybe-
was at?
maybe
He was still
6 or
stuffing
7.
his fucking face with tapas in fucking Spain when he was traded to the Grizzlies. So don't ever say Kobe Bryant made nobody fucking better. Not one player was better with him ever. Nobody.
Hey, shout out the Spain national team: Sergio Rodriguez, Rudy Fernandez, El Mago, and the
Rudy.
Spanish Connection, Portland Trailblazers for life.
Hey, yeah. What about? Oh, anyways. Listen, listen. We want to bring this guy in.
Oh!
Bring this guy in real quick. Shout out Sunny. Sunny flows
up,
in.
Mike?
Yeah, Sunny flows in the house. That's how Eddie Money's on double OT right now. Clip all that Kobe Bryant shit. That's how we got a shit ton of followers there. Because Rafa has fire takes. We didn't hit NBA. I mean MLB, but that's okay. Edwin D's.
Oh,
Edwin.
real quick. I'm going to tell you something real quick.
Are we still
And
on?
Hold on.
Oh
We're
yeah.
still on.
Oh yeah.
This goes out for all the haters. Michael Brown, this is for you. Juan Soto missed 15 games. The New York Mets lost 12. Juan Soto returned tonight. The Mets win. I mean, he was only 1 for 3,
Hey.
but the Mets won. So fuck you.
That's
Juan
simple
Soto.
math right there.
That is simple math. Yeah, I don't believe it. Mets are a shit show.
Juan Soto's back. They get the dub. Eddie, first
They're
game
called
back.
the New York
they get the
Mess.
dub.
The New York Mets.
I'll tell you
I
though, if
love
they
it.
reel
Also
off
now
another
injured.
6 or 7 losses in a row, Eddie, you got to fire the manager.
Oh, I don't think he has 6 or 7. Yeah,
The manager
that's-
has nothing to do with winning and losing the fucking games.
It has 1000% everything to do with winning and losing. I'm
No
sorry.
way. The manager affects maybe 5 games total in the season.
Are you kidding? Dude,
Oh,
listen.
no.
No.
I
Because
love it. Hot take.
Listen, guys, I played catcher
Hold
in
on,
high school. Okay.
Hold on. Listen. Managers are so important, right? And so do you remember Don Mattingly's Dodger team, Eddie? Where
Of course I
and
do.
I believe it was Don Mattingly who was the manager, and you had Yasiel Puig, Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp,
Yes. That
fucking
should have been the
5
team.
fucking tool superstar, and
Yeah.
Carl Crawford. And every day you had 4 outfielders, but you can only play fucking 3. They never had a set lineup. It was every day was a shit show. It was okay. Today Puig's gonna play in right, or whoever's gonna, or Ethier's gonna play in center when Matt Kemp should have been playing center. Oh, Crawford's gonna play and whatever. You cannot get a rhythm. They're professional athletes. Those fucking physiques and bodies that they have, people just think they can just get up and go. Those things are like a fucking race car. You got to warm those motherfuckers up. So imagine you never know when you show up to the ballpark, you never know if you're playing. The manager is key to that. You need to understand. Listen, if I have my backup catcher he knows he's playing every 6 days, fine. He already knows it. But I can't have 4 guys that can start and show up and they don't know if they're playing that day. And one of them said it, and I don't remember who it was. It might have been Matt Kemp. Because then Matt Kemp went to Atlanta and he almost won the MVP there or something, didn't he? He had like a fucking great. He had a great year in Atlanta. He had a phenomenal year.
It sounds like you're advocating for like the softball lineup where you get like a rover out there. You get like 4 outfielders.
That's not what I'm advocating for.
Listen,
I'm telling you, man.
I have a
When
baseball signed by Carl Crawford. I'm looking at it right here in arm's length. Carl Crawford. Shout out to USC Trojans.
when you see a manager fired or an NBA head coach fired or a soccer manager sacked or whatever, and that team shows up the next night or the next game and they perform,
It's the coach.
they're performing to show you that they're not the problem. The problem was the manager or the head coach. That's the problem. To me, you cannot lose 12 games in a row and then win one. And then if they lose 4 or 5 in a row, I'm firing the manager because you can't fire the players. You're already paying them hundreds of millions of fucking dollars.
Facts.
Also, that goes against everybody's hate on payroll. Mets are like what, top 5 payroll, top 3?
There you go, Eddie Money. Glad you brought that up. Great point.
I hate how people hate on payroll. That's the stupidest thing.
It is stupid.
It's
guys,
the most sorry to cut you off, but when I'm working, it's the most because we have baseball on all day. It's like since every day. It's the most common thing, and we have a lot of people traveling. So it's the most common thing people say to shit on the Dodgers is about the payroll.
Yeah, those are people that
really irks me.
Those are the people. It shouldn't even get you mad because at that point you're like, listen, you're a fucking idiot. Like you don't understand. Did you bitch about the Yankees when they had a fucking $100 million and then $150 and then $200 million payroll when nobody even had fucking $80 million, $90 million? Like you didn't say that. You didn't give a fuck. And they were winning, but it got to a point where they were still spending that money and not winning. Like, so it's just stupid. And in baseball, it doesn't matter your payroll because we saw the Marlins win a World Series, blow it up, and then win another World Series. So we've seen the Rockies get to the World Series. We've seen they're idiots. They don't understand the game.
Listen,
they don't understand.
This was therapeutic. We needed to do this. We will do this next week. There's going to be a ton of good stuff to talk about. Don, appreciate you joining us. The costume change was incredible. We will know next week if the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl or not. Now we'll figure that out next week.
I don't need to know. We're already.
It's already done. It's already done. Rob, any last words, Don? Yeah, any last words?
Big night tomorrow in Pittsburgh. I think the Steelers are going to leapfrog all the teams and get all the players. And Aaron Rodgers comes out, runs the draft, and so we got Aaron Rodgers and probably 4 first-round picks by the end of the night. So shout out Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys are going to do it. We're going to use the draft as leverage, as Eddie Money said was possible. So that's what's going to happen.
All right.
Pittsburgh for life. Well, the Blazers already won because Wembanyama, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah. Soft ass French bitch. You know, they probably surrendered because he's French. Laid down his weapons.
You should see that Rafa has a picture with Wemby. It's disturbing.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's crazy.
It's fucking wild.
I'll show you the photo I have with Alonzo Mourning. It's probably very similar.
Oh yeah, it is.
Maybe. Eddie Money, anything?
Loving sports. You got 2 sports in playoffs, and you got 1 just filled with games every single day.
It's great. Rafa?
NFL draft gonna be exciting because not only because the Raiders have the number 1 pick and we're in LA and the Raiders have their biggest fan base probably here, but because you have 3 teams with 2 picks, in the top 20. So anything can happen tomorrow night. I'm hoping as we see a big splash from somebody.
I said it here first. Myles Garrett to the Cowboys. Make it happen. We love you guys.
By the way, last question. every year, some team after they picked has gone back into the first round and gotten that second pick in that first. If you just put it on the line, who do you think it's going to be?
Raiders.
It could be the Raiders to get
Steelers.
offensive linemen.
Raiders.
Offensive linemen.
Did Don say Steelers?
Yes, Steelers. I love it.
We're gonna be right there. We're gonna use picks to move up, and then we use more picks to get back in.
You know,
Okay?
you would know
the
when
the draft is in Pittsburgh, guys. It's a marketing event.
I
Duh.
forgot. You get unlimited picks when you host the event. I forgot.
Yes.
you know
get
what
another
we're talking
yeah.
about would be Arizona and Tennessee also could make a move back in, especially
Yeah.
if Tennessee goes to running back. Then I can see them coming back in and getting an offensive lineman as well. And Arizona, if they go defensive end, maybe
But
jump in later and get tight.
Isn't this
Ty
this
Simpson
draft
to
like,
Arizona.
arguably weak, right? The draft?
Quarterback wise, they say it's the
That's a
top.
heavy defensive draft.
Quarterback,
there's-
yes, but I believe that this draft of defensive linemen and I just the defense I think is phenomenal. And you have maybe
Linebackers. It is.
3 or 4 guys.
There's only a couple corners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're more D line this year, and you got a couple linebackers that can make it happen.
Yep. All right,
Calling
guys.
it out, Ruben Bain Jr. will be the best defensive pick.
Ooh.
I
And
think it's
just so
going to
you
be
know-
Sonny Styles.
If Will Howard was available this year, he'd be the number 1 pick. So shout out to Will Howard.
Wild. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for showing up. Michael Brown, you're the best. Don't forget our bet.
Peace.